purpose of the Fire Prevention Division is to make sure that the public is safe, and we do that through inspections. And we just try to basically go to businesses and make sure that all the code is being followed correctly. And a lot of people don't understand why we have codes to begin with, and it's for life safety issues. There's always been something in the past that's happened that's caused the creating of a code, and our job is to make sure that those codes are being followed. So in the Fire Prevention Division, we have 3 on-shift inspectors, and then we have a 40-hour inspector, along with our fire marshal. Relative to the size of our city, which is roughly 170 square miles, and we have about 130,000 residents in the city of Norman, we have a lot to cover. When you compare that to cities like Oklahoma City and Tulsa, we are roughly maybe a fifth the size of them, but the scale of our employees is much smaller than that. So the job can be a little overwhelming at times. There's over 3,000 businesses in the city of Norman to cover as well that require annual inspections. So we keep ourselves very busy with inspections, and when we're not doing inspections, all of us inspectors are also fire investigators.
We have 3 inspectors that are on 24-hour shifts. So the average day would be come in, check emails, see what inspections need to be done for the day, see what schools need to be visited for any kind of public safety ed, and then on top of that, if any fires or anything like that needs to be investigated, a call comes in, then we respond to that. So our day is pretty busy for 24 hours straight.
I like to call us a prevention team and not prevention division, because we all share responsibilities. We all cross-train so that if I'm not here one day, somebody can cover that, or if we're busy and somebody else can cover another situation of a permit. And so that's a big deal for us, is that coverage.
So the fire department is largely reactive on the suppression side. In prevention, our job is to make sure that the public is educated on topics like smoke detectors, fire extinguishers, having a plan to get out of their house in the case of an emergency. And it's not just us in prevention, we team up with suppression on a lot of those things too. They help us in a large part by doing tours and then going to schools along with us. And we play a huge role in going to schools and making sure that there is something in the curriculum about fire prevention, and also having a plan in case of an emergency, in case of a fire. We also play a part in educating businesses, doing fire extinguisher training and that sort of thing, in places like hotels, hospitals, and that sort of thing. So we try to do everything that we can to prevent fires, and also to educate people on how they can remove themselves from an emergency if it happens. So,
besides education for the city, is the plan review, where people want to bring in the plans for, and it can be a mom and pop shop or it could be a large $1 million building. Either way, we want to review it, make sure it's safe, meets the code, and we have to go by the codes, and then we can adjust a little bit being the AHJs. But not just applying the codes, we also need to apply common sense and courtesy, because I think that's important when a citizen or business owner comes in and has a question. I don't want them to feel like they're already in trouble, because I think sometimes people avoid contacting us because they think they're going to be in trouble. We'll work with the business, the citizen, unless it's a life safety issue where we have to say this is just not a good thing. Other than that, we will work with them and get what they need to do to accomplish a safe environment for them and for their employees, the citizens, the business, and the firefighters if they have to respond. So,
fire prevention is extremely important. Because over the years, as these codes are created, they save more and more lives. And just for an example, the creation of the code that requires sprinkler systems in certain structures, there have been 0 loss of life since that code's been put into law. So we adopt codes that we know are going to save lives. So a big way that the public can be involved in fire prevention is just be aware of your surroundings and help us out with that public safety aspect, since we're all part of the community and we want to make it safe. So.